The human military base on planet Zifra was quiet that night. Most of the soldiers were asleep. Only a few guards walked around, their boots echoing in the metal halls. Deep inside the base, behind several locked doors, there was a hidden lab. In that lab was a glowing blue liquid. It was called Serum 9X. Serum 9X was not made for aliens. It was created for human soldiers. It increased strength, speed, and senses. But it had a dangerous side effect. When mixed with alien biology, it caused uncontrollable arousal, something the scientists had warned about. That's why it was kept locked and hidden. But that night, someone else entered the base. Her name was Lyria. She was part of the Varelian species, tall, slim, and with glowing purple skin. Her eyes were large and silver, always scanning her surroundings. She was not a soldier. She was a diplomat's assistant, sent to observe human technology for peaceful reasons. Lyria was curious more than she should be. She walked softly through the dark halls. Her translator chip let her read human signs, but she couldn't fully understand human warnings. She was thirsty. The Varelians needed to drink often on dry planets, and she had been walking for hours without water. She found an unlocked door with a cold room behind it. Inside were strange bottles, vials, and one glowing container on a shelf. The glow drew her in. "This must be a drink," she whispered in her soft voice. The container was marked, "Warning, military use only," but Lyria didn't read it. Her thirst was too strong. She lifted the cap and took 3 big gulps. It burned. Her eyes widened as the heat spread through her chest and down her body. Her skin began to pulse with energy. Her heart raced. Her breath quickened. What? What is this? She gasped. She stumbled backward, knocking over a tray of tools with a loud crash. Panic set in. Her legs felt weak, but her core burned with strange hunger. It wasn't for food. It was something else. She heard footsteps outside. "Hey, who's there?" a voice called. Lyria grabbed the glowing container and ran, her body trembling. She didn't know where she was going, only that she had to hide. The footsteps grew louder. "Stop right there." She turned a corner and collapsed in the shadows. Her body was overheating. Her mind was clouded. She pressed her hands to her chest, breathing hard. Her skin was now glowing faintly. Then a man stopped in front of her. He was tall, with a strong jaw and short black hair. His name was Sergeant Jake Mercer. He pointed a flashlight at her. "Hey, are you okay?" Lyria looked up at him, eyes wide and full of fear and something else. Her body was reacting to his presence. She didn't understand why. I drank something," she said weakly. Jake kneeled down, noticing the container. His eyes widened. "Damn, that's the prototype serum." Lyria blinked. "What is it?" "You weren't supposed to touch that," he said. "It's not made for your kind." She trembled. "What is happening to me?" Jake looked around. If security found her like this, there would be trouble, maybe war. The Alien Council trusted the humans, and if they found out one of their own was poisoned inside a human base. He grabbed her gently. "Come on, we need to get you out of sight." She tried to stand but nearly fell into him. Her body pressed against his. Her breath hitched. Jake felt the heat rising from her skin. She was burning up. "This is bad," he muttered. "Really bad." He picked her up and carried her through a side door into his private quarters. He laid her on the bed, grabbing a cooling pad from the wall and placing it on her forehead. Her body shivered. "I feel strange," she whispered. Jake sat down beside her, eyes scanning her features. She looked flushed. Her pupils were dilated. Her skin glowed even more now. "That serum wasn't supposed to be tested on aliens," he said. "It was designed to boost aggression and instincts, but in non-humans, it messes with emotions, especially attraction." Lyria looked confused. Then her eyes locked on him. I feel like I need something. But I don't know what. Jake stood up quickly, trying to stay calm. You need rest. And we need to find a way to flush that stuff out of your system before someone finds out. Outside. Another guard walked by, calling out, "Everything okay, Sergeant?" Jake replied quickly, "Yeah, just checking inventory." He looked back at Lyria, who was now curled up, trembling and biting her lip. This wasn't just a mistake. It was the start of something dangerous. And maybe unstoppable asterisk. One mistake. One alien girl. One secret that could start a war. The door to Jake's quarters clicked shut. The hallway went silent. Inside, Lyria lay on the edge of his bed, glowing faintly like soft moonlight. Her breathing was shaky. Her eyes half-lidded, and silver followed Jake's every move like a predator. Watching prey, Jake wasn't scared. He was confused. And angry at himself. How the hell did this happen? He muttered, pacing the room. Lyria sat up slowly, pressing a hand to her chest. Her fingers trembled. My body feels like it's not mine anymore. Jake stopped walking. That's the serum. It's inside you now. Changing things. Lyria looked at him, her voice soft. Changing what? Jake didn't answer. Instead, he opened a small panel in the wall and pulled out a hidden communicator. He stared at it, thumb hovering over the button. He could report this right now. 1. Call and command would send a team, medical officers, scientists, maybe even the Alien Council. But they wouldn't treat her like a patient. They'd treat her like a mistake. A threat. Jake slowly put the communicator back. He looked over his shoulder. Lyria was now standing. Wobbly, weak, but her eyes were sharper, hungrier. I don't know what this feeling is, she whispered. But when you're near, it gets stronger. Jake's heart pounded. This was bad. Worse than bad. Sit down, he said, keeping his voice calm. You're not thinking clearly. She tilted her head. Is this what humans feel when they mate? Jake nearly choked. What? No, not exactly. She took a step forward. Then explain it to me. He stepped back. You're not yourself right now, Lyria. This isn't you. It's the serum talking. But deep down, he knew something terrifying. Her mind wasn't breaking. It was adapting. Lyria stopped walking. Her hands gripped the sides of her head. It's too much, she whispered. The heat, the craving. I need to cool down or I'll burn from the inside. Jake opened a drawer and tossed her a thermal gel patch. Put that on your spine. She did. Her body shivered, and for a moment, she seemed clearer. Like herself again. Jake sat on the chair, rubbing his face. His brain was racing. This wasn't in the training manual. What was in that serum? She asked, sitting back on the bed. He looked at her. Truth? It's meant for soldiers. It boosts strength, reflexes, alertness, and some emotional bonding instincts. But in aliens, especially your kind, it triggers intense emotional confusion and physical reaction. Her eyes narrowed. So, I'm becoming dangerous? Jake hesitated. Maybe, but I won't let anything happen to you. Suddenly, a loud knock hit the door. Bang. Bang. Jake jumped up. Who is it? Sergeant Mercer, said a voice from behind the door. We're doing room checks, routine sweep. Jake's eyes darted to Lyria. She was glowing again, her body reacting to stress. Her skin shimmered like starlight. Her breath hitched. If they saw her like this, hide. Now, he whispered, pointing to the supply locker. She moved faster than before. Her muscles were responding to the serum. She climbed inside the locker, just as Jake opened the door. A soldier peeked in. Everything good? Jake smiled. Yeah, just catching up on reports. The soldier sniffed the air. Smells like ozone. In here, Jake shrugged. Faulty vent system. The soldier gave a short nod and walked off. Jake shut the door, locked it, and let out a deep breath. Lyria climbed out of the locker, her body tense. I hate hiding, Jake nodded. I know. But if they find you, it's not just your life at risk. She looked at him, her voice serious now. Then help me. Not just hide me, fix me. Jake stared at her glowing eyes. Something inside him changed in that moment. Not love, not lust. Something heavier. Responsibility. He didn't know how. But he made a promise to himself. He would save her. Even if it meant breaking every rule in the military code. Trapped between two worlds and a secret that could destroy them both. Jake locked the door behind him and leaned his back against the cold metal. The small room was silent, but it felt like a cage. Lyria sat on the edge of the narrow bed, her fingers twitching. The serum inside her wasn't slowing down. It was a storm building under her skin. I don't understand, she said quietly. Why am I like this? Why does my body want things I don't know? Jake didn't have an answer. He only knew one thing. The more time passed, the stronger the serum's hold on her became. He watched her carefully. Her breathing was shallow, and her skin flickered with that soft, unnatural glow. Her muscles twitched without control. This room, he said, is your safe place. No one can find you here. But you can't stay locked up forever. She looked up, eyes searching. What? If I lose control? What if I hurt someone? Jake shook his head. You won't, not if I help you. Suddenly, Lyria stood and moved to the window. Outside, the moonlight painted the barren landscape in silver. She touched the glass, her face tense. In my world, she said softly, we are taught to control our feelings. But this is different. Jake crossed the room, sitting beside her. This serum changes your chemistry, he explained. It mixes with your biology and rewires your instincts. You're stronger now, but your emotions are tangled up with your body's reactions. Lyria turned, eyes sharp and urgent. Is there a cure? Jake hesitated. Not yet. But I'm trying to find one. The room felt smaller as silence stretched between them. Then Lyria's hand brushed Jake's. Her touch was light, but electric like the serum itself. Jake's heart jumped. She pulled away, eyes wide. Sorry, I don't mean to. No, Jake said quickly. It's okay. They both sat quietly, feeling the strange bond growing between them. Not just from the serum, but something deeper. Suddenly, the door beeped. Jake's blood ran cold. Security alert, a robotic voice said. Unauthorized access detected. Lyria's eyes flashed. We're trapped, she whispered. Jake grabbed the small device from his pocket and pressed a button. The door slid shut, locking automatically. We'll figure this out, he said. Both of them knew the real danger was just beginning. Asterisk. Secrets don't stay hidden for long, especially when two worlds are at risk. The message came without warning. A sharp, urgent alert blinked on the screen in Jake's quarters. Missing diplomatic delegate, Lyria Varelian. Last seen near human military base. Jake's heart stopped. He stared at the words. The alien. Council was already looking for her. Within minutes, his room was flooded with static as a secure video call connected. On the other side, the face of Counselor Arvin, the highest Varelian leader, glowed with cold fury. Sergeant Mercer, Arvin said, voice like ice. Where is our delegate? Why have you hidden her? Jake swallowed hard. Counselor Arvin, she is missing from our ship, and your base is the last place she was seen. Arvin interrupted. If harm comes to her, it will not be just a diplomatic incident. It will be a declaration of war. Lyria sat beside Jake, her glowing skin dimmer but eyes fierce. Jake's mind raced. He had to protect her before both sides turned this into a battle. Counselor, Jake said calmly. She was here. She drank something dangerous, a human serum. It changed her. Arvin's eyes narrowed. Explain. Jake gave the brief. Truth. The serum boosts soldiers, but it causes Side effects in aliens. She's unstable, but alive. There was silence on the screen. Then Arvin's voice softened, almost sad. This serum was forbidden for use on aliens. Yet, it is here on your base? Jake nodded. Yes, I'm trying to fix this. The call ended abruptly. Jake turned to Lyria. They know now. She looked away, quiet. They will come for me. Jake stood, fists clenched. Then we prepare. Outside the base, lights flashed. Alien ships appeared in the sky, hovering with silent threat. The fragile peace between humans and Varelians was breaking, and Jake and Lyria were caught in the storm. Asterisk. When power comes with a price, who decides how far is too far? The room felt hotter than before, not because of the heat outside, but because of Lyria. Her eyes glowed brighter now, an intense silver light that seemed to pulse with each heartbeat. The serum was no longer just inside her. It was inside every cell, rewriting her. Jake watched, a mix of awe and fear twisting in his chest. She's changing, he whispered. Lyria paced the small room, muscles taut and powerful. Her breathing was fast but steady, as if she was learning to control the storm within. I feel stronger, she said, voice low and strange. Faster, sharper, but the hunger, it never leaves. Jake stepped closer, careful not to startle her. The serum is doing more than we thought. It's unlocking something inside you, something dangerous. She looked at him with a strange smile. Maybe it's what I was missing all along. Her hands trembled as she reached out, almost as if testing her new power. Jake's medic friend, Dr. Reyes, had finally brought a temporary suppressor, a small device that could calm the serum's effects for a few hours. Lyria let Jake place the device on her wrist. Almost immediately, her glowing skin dimmed, and her tense muscles relaxed. For a moment, she looked like her old self. Then she shook her head. No, she said firmly. I don't want to go back completely. Jake's heart pounded. Why not? Because this power, it's a part of me now. It feels like freedom. He stared at her, torn between duty and understanding. Freedom? He asked. Yes. She said softly. The serum took something from me and gave me something new. I don't want to lose that. Jake sank onto the bed, running a hand through his hair. We need to be careful. If you keep this up, it could change you forever. Lyria smiled again, but this time it was sad. Maybe that's not such a bad thing. Asterisk. When secrets explode, only trust can stop a war. The sky over the human base burned red with emergency lights. Alien ships hovered closer than ever. Before silent, dark, and watching. Jake stood on the rooftop, the wind tugging at his jacket. Beside him, Lyria's glowing skin was dim, but her eyes were sharp and alert. The serum's power had settled inside her like a slow-burning fire. Everyone thinks this is an attack, Jake said quietly. But it's not. It's a mistake. Lyria clenched her fists. Mistakes can start wars. The Alien Council had sent a fleet to demand answers. Their diplomats were furious, their soldiers ready for battle. The humans were tense, their weapons locked and loaded. Jake looked at Lyria. We need to get out of here. Find the lab where the serum was made. Only there can we stop this. She nodded. And prove that I'm not a weapon. Together, they moved through dark corridors, dodging patrols. Every step felt heavier. Every glance carried suspicion. Jake thought about the moments before she drank the serum, the innocent mistake that sparked this fire. He also thought about the bond between them. Was it real, or just another effect of the serum? The line between human and alien was blurring. But so was the line between friend and enemy. We don't have much time, Jake said. If they catch us, it could be the end of everything. Lyria's voice was steady. Then we fight, not with weapons, but with truth. The night was thick with tension. The fate of two worlds rested on their shoulders, and the clock was ticking. In the silence before the storm, A single decision can change everything. The lab was quiet. Too quiet. Jake and Lyria stood inside the heart of the human military base, the place where the serum was born. Machines hummed softly around them. Cold and lifeless, Lyria's skin no longer glowed, but her eyes burned with quiet fire. A choice waited for her here. A choice that could save her or destroy everything. Jake looked at her. This is it. The cure is here. Lyria's fingers trembled. But what if I don't want to be cured? Jake's breath caught. You don't have to. She took a step forward, then stopped. This serum changed me. Made me stronger. Made me more. But it's dangerous, Jake said softly. It could take you away from who you were. Lyria looked down, then back up with fierce calm. Maybe who I was wasn't enough. The doors opened suddenly. Human and alien leaders entered together. Tense but watching, the moment was heavy. Lyria faced them all. I choose to keep this power. Gasps echoed. Jake stood beside her, steady and strong. I trust her choice, he said. The room fell silent. Then Counselor Arvin spoke. If this is what it means to walk between worlds, we must learn to live with it. The future was uncertain, but one thing was clear. Lyria's choice was a new beginning, not just for her, but for all of them.